So you just knocked the... I brought this out to put the apples in.
I just, what? Oh, I didn't know what that was.
No, I know.
Right,
So anyway, the apples are falling from the tree now.
yeah, maybe we're going to get bonked on the head there. A little unintended
I just knocked a bunch down.
Yeah, there you go.
Ah!
You sat on one?
Wet there.
Eee.
Oh, from this.
Oh,
I'm too tired to
Yeah, because
piece
it's not wet
things
over
together.
here.
No,
What's
it
going on
shouldn't be wet.
I was worried a cat had peed there,
No.
but that's not the way cats are.
I could use some of this.
Sure.
Anyway, this is how I usually collect the apples.
Yeah,
It's whatever
they just
falls,
come to us.
I use.
Mm.
So if it falls on the ground and the ants get to it first, then I don't. But I just go a couple times a day, and usually I get to them before.
Yeah, ones that stay up in the trees. Hey, a lot of birds.
Yes,
And they take a
need
long
them.
while eating them, and many of the birds here are quite nice.
So today we're having a salad, which is actually a pretty good salad. I should show you. It's just a pre-mixed one. I didn't make it, but I put some extra virgin olive oil and apple cider vinegar on it, and I put honey on yours because you
Thank you.
like
That'll
the honey.
help cut the vinegar. Sometimes it's a little sharp.
And I already had my celery juice, so James is just having his.
Okay.
And these onion rings were given to us. I put them in the oven. I don't know if they'll be good baked, but
They'll be great. See, sometimes you get stuff, that's prepared, and you know it's going to be lousy.
no,
Sometimes,
this looks good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It
And
looks good.
Tastes
It's good.
okay too.
Yeah, exactly. I knew it'd be great. Well, I'll find it great. You're finding it okay. Good enough. Especially
It'd be better deep fried,
it was
but
probably. But you found it kind of a bit of a godsend, right? You're tired, not enough sleep, poor quality sleep, you were saying, and we're on the road.
Yeah.
A lot yesterday, and a
week.
lot the previous days.
Yes.
So
We went up
survived.
north to visit my family around, and
about 1,000 kilometers, more than 1,000 kilometers.
so anyway, I really dread going up there all the time. But then they
It's a
are
long
happy
trip.
to see me.
Yeah, it's not we dread meeting them. It's
No.
it's just the opposite.
It's just a very
but
big trip.
It's a big long trip, and even in the middle of summertime with the best of conditions, it was close to the best of conditions. I'm telling you what, though, coming back when the raindrops started a little north of Red Deer, I thought, oh no, I was asking Pauline, did you see lightning on the horizon down south there around Red Deer?
There was something.
Well, this was
Something
when
in the
we
air.
got down to
I told
Lethbridge.
James it was a UFO.
Well, this was when we were coming
He
to
thinks
Lethbridge,
lightning.
not Red Deer. It
Yeah.
was lightning, but unidentified.
Could have been sheet lightning.
Well, it was a long ways away.
Yeah.
It was out towards what would
I'm
we
still going to
say?
go with UFO.
It was out towards Tabor or something like that. Unidentified flying object. That what that
We can't know
is
for sure.
something that hasn't
be.
been officially identified by the
Could be
CIA, right? So some sort of CIA project. That's all those things are.
So, it was a good trip though.
It was a great trip. I enjoyed it myself.
Wonderful weather. This
It was
kind
awesome.
I like. We were talking to my nephew, and he'd
Wasn't
went
warm
to
enough?
visit his father, because he was like, it's nice to get a little sun, because he doesn't like the Grand Prairie weather. But I like the way it rains at night or early in the
it's
morning.
cool. You don't
It
want to
keeps-
play soccer early in the morning when it's like that because you're slipping and sliding. Unless you're of English extraction, then you love it. You're sliding all over the place and doing slide tackles and annoying the opponents
Sure.
to no end. I don't believe in that. It's another story. That would have to be my blog, I guess. Then you could be. I'm kind of like your color commentator, but I'm not an expert, right? But
No,
see a different,
you're
and
pretty
you could
good.
be a color
You're better than
commentator on my
expert
blog,
than me. Sure.
and but you'd be again a non. I don't know much about food except I know what I like eating, right?
Mm.
And then with sports, you know what you don't like
My blog
watching.
was supposed to be about hiking.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was about Pauline.
This is what
and
happened. It turned out it's about Pauline.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is what
that's
I
good.
do. I make food. I go hiking. I read a lot. And
Yeah.
in this case, we listen to
Watch a lot
audiobooks.
of movies and we don't watch that much regular TV, but
Mm-mm.
cable TV
Mm.
type of stuff. You know. We watch
Whatever
the
shows
occasional
up at the
channels.
library.
Exactly.
So we got to see my mom's fancy TV with
It
all
is
the
fancy.
9,000 channels or whatever, which there's never anything on anyway, and you don't have access to all of it, and you wouldn't want access to all of it. You look at the stuff and you're like, nothing special.
If I had a lot of money, every sports channel.
Oh,
But,
Okay.
But I wouldn't watch it because I wouldn't want to, you know.
yeah. So I can
wouldn't
see,
want to
yeah,
subject
if you're
you to that.
if you're a person who likes sports,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, like I
It
think
makes sense.
individual teams now have their own individual networks. Kind of like I don't think I'm making it up. So, you know, you
Okay.
can follow every
So if you like-
game. Of
if
the
you like
Montreal
sports,
Canadiens.
maybe it makes sense to get the 9,000 channels or whatever.
Something,
I don't
or
know.
a good portion
Or
of
whatever.
it, right? Or bad portion.
But otherwise, I like my system way more. Going to the library,
Yeah.
picking out the movies. Today I missed out. We were there a little late, so I didn't get the Elton John blockbuster, whatever. it was
Holy
called.
smokes! It's like a
I know.
concert footage.
So popular.
It'll be available,
It
right?
will eventually.
I'd love to see that. That guy was campy even before
It's
he
a
was.
movie.
Oh, it's about his life story.
Mhm.
That'll be funny too.
I think so.
That guy was campy before.
But I
he,
can't tell you for sure
became
because I have not seen
an
it.
old, an old geezer.
Yeah.
Liberace was that way too, and who else was campy before their time? Tiny Tim, campy.
Mhm. But it's a good salad.
A lot of one-hit wonders,
Mm.
campy before their time. The guys who sang. Well, maybe they weren't one-hit wonders. I wonder who did get a job. That Shana.
I don't know.
It's
We were
actually got
listening to a
snappy,
lot of
good
music.
lyrics.
We
I
didn't
like
only
it.
listen to audiobooks. We listened to Neil Young.
Yeah,
Whatever
doing
that
folk
album's
songs
called.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
But
It's a hilarious
rocked
sort of-
up.
Rocked up, but then he chucked in one 50s rock and roll song, Get a Job, and then
Yeah.
he chucked in the one I like the best is God Save the Queen, segueing into what is it, My Country 'Tis of Thee, which is an American thing, right? So he's always looking to kind of bother people, right? He knew God Save the Queen would annoy them. Most Americans, or many, or some. Funny guy. Only a Canadian could be.
Well,
that
we
way.
have our own queen. Really.
Hmm?
I mean, the Queen of Britain is on our money.
Exactly right. That she is our official head of government. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
So, or semi-official, or whatever the thing. Constitutional monarchy is what we got.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually believe in constitutional monarchies. I
But,
never did when I was a kid, but now I do.
Yeah. But our Canadians have our own queen, unofficial queen.
Let me think. Is it Celine Dion or Shania Twain?
Neither.
Okay. Let me think. It's Paris Bell.
No.
Oh, Paris France Bell.
No.
Our oldest
She
Chihuahua,
would
her
like to
name is
be
Paris,
the
and then her
unofficial
last
queen
name
of
because this our
Canada.
family name is Bell, but her middle name is France. Paris France Bell. What did you say?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I interrupted you, and then sorry.
Mm.
I just had to finish up the thought.
That's okay. No, I was going to say that our unofficial queen of Canada is Scott Thompson as the queen.
He should be official. He's so
Should be.
good.
Very good
You know?
at that.
Yeah, very good at it. I just wish someone would come up with a Scott Thompson show. You know how the segment? I'd like to watch half an hour every week of
Definitely.
him. Just like half an hour.
Scott Thompson should have his own blog that everyone
something
just
like
tunes
that,
into.
or cable TV show, or network
Whatever.
TV show, or yeah, probably more people would watch it if it were on the internet. But yeah, he's like awesome. You know, that show was awesome. What happened to that show? What was that? New Kids on the Block or something like that?
No.
Kids in the Hall. There we go. Sorry, guys. If you're out there watching Scott Thompson at all, that is a glitch I'm always embarrassed of. You know.
I know, but I would do it too.
Yeah, it's just wrong. You know. It's
Or
going
have,
from
like,
the sublime to the ridiculous.
Yeah, have some mix-up of the two.
But get the show back together again. Do it for the
Well-
rest of your lives. You guys were the best. I think they might have been the best for that kind of thing. You know, person for person. Well, I guess I could say man for man. But, you know, like Saturday Night Live had some great people on there. Eddie Murphy, Mike Myers. But, you know, there were a lot of schmucks along the way. You know, every time they had a new thing, they never had a full team. Whereas the Kids in the Hall had a full team.
I know.
Yeah.
And most of the guys, it doesn't matter if they gain weight or whatever, but Scott Thompson would be self-conscious about it, I think. If he is
Yeah,
gained some
probably.
weight.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't care either way, but Dave Foley couldn't do a lot of the same characters now.
What, that French prostitute thing?
That
he
would
was
not
absolutely,
work. And it was
in conventional terms, beautiful. What can
Exactly.
I say?
And so now, like, a lot of the beautiful characters were played by him.
Oh, of course.
Because, wow.
Yeah.
And now from what I saw of what happened afterwards, him and other shows, that would not work out anymore.
No, he's kind of punched out a little bit. And, you know, I think there are a lot of cross-dressers, transvestites, just killed to have the looks that he used
I
to have.
know.
Man, he looks so good in makeup, it's incredible. I don't know why he ever took it off. So.
Yeah, I don't know either. He should have just decided, I will be the French prostitute forever.
That's
Because
a half-hour show, you know.
sure, definitely.
Because he had the accent down pretty good, as I
Mhm.
recall. Yeah. I don't know. I miss that show. You know, actually, better than Saturday Night Live, I think, per person was SCTV. Bunch of Canadians. Why do Canadians do humor so well? I think it's because they can't take themselves seriously, and they can't take Americans seriously. So. Whereas Americans seem to be able to take themselves pretty seriously. So you're gonna talk about Theory U.
You talk about it.
Was that that was the one that kind of kept me awake on I kind of liked it. You know, you don't have too much stuff. Dude, is there much material about university students? I guess there was The Graduate, you know? We listened to that one on tape or CD, remember? We saw the movie.
You're thinking.
Oh, that was The Loner. I'm mixing it up.
Mhm.
What was Theory U about?
I wondered why you said it was not too bad. This one was not good.
Oh, that's the one that we listened to about a CD and a half or something like that. Because it was
The
skipping
CDs
and
wouldn't play.
tripping.
Mm.
No, refresh my memory. Can I handle it if you remind me of it?
No, it's nonfiction
Yeah.
and
What were they? Oh, it was so vacuous. There was nothing there.
there was nothing there. It
What
was,
they were doing was they're boasting about. I'm going to have to check. They were helping out one particular country.
was it Uganda?
I don't think so. Some country was in trouble, and they were there for a while, you know, talking about their program. And I suspect I'll find there's no. I feel bad because I made a mental note. I got to check up that country. Some third world country, legitimately third world country, not in the Middle East or something like that. Real third world country that had actually been maybe despoiled by European colonialism. European colonialism hardly touched the Middle East. So that's the
But
real.
no,
truth.
loner.
Yeah.
That one. Boy, he wasn't much of a loner, I have to say.
Yeah, a bit of a mischaracterization,
Mhm.
yeah, at least in the title. So they weren't talking about him being a loner that much in the thing. I mean,
No, they were too busy having really graphic sex.
It was pretty graphic sex.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was, I guess. Anyway, it was once you leave the title aside, it was actually, I think, pretty good. The narrator, who's this character, is not a terribly good guy. At least borderline stalker and very manipulative
Mhm.
and stuff like that. So I don't know. We didn't hear all of it, the end and the beginning of it.
Mhm.
So we don't know exactly what happened. So we don't even have to do a spoiler
Because the
alert.
CDs wouldn't play.
No.
So.
Anyway,
But we got enough. Of
I
it
enjoyed
to-
it.
Yeah.
You know, what can I
enjoy
say?
it.
I don't know if I might read the novel. I might be motivated to find out what happened to this
Mhm.
boat. Because, yeah, I mean, it's really, you know, you kind of wonder, like, what's going to happen? There's a lot of things threatening him, you know. So,
Mhm.
but, you know, like, it would be hard to care about it, you know, you say, well, you know, it's going to deserve it, whatever
Mhm.
happens to him. Well,
Like if he gets expelled or whatever.
expelled.
Mhm.
Hopefully he doesn't get killed. He wouldn't deserve that.
Wow.
Not quite.
Yeah.
Manipulative little fella.
But yeah,
Nice.
this was worth listening to on the road. This one was not. Nobody would ever want to listen to this.
I'm surprised I didn't, you know, drift off and head off
Mhm.
into the ditch, you know, listening to that. It was full of sweet nothings. More nothing than sweet.
Mhm.
So,
But luckily, while we were listening to this one,
Mhm.
we were on the Cowboy Trail. What's that one called?
we were on the Cowboy Trail. That's what it's called, the Cowboy Trail. I think it's Highway 22. That's what you meant.
Yeah.
That's it numbered.
It goes all the way from something to Marethorpe. Where something up
Well,
here.
Highway 22 starts off around Lundbrook, somewhere around there in Crow's Nest Pass. Isn't that amazing? The Cowboy Trail extends down through Cardston as well. They chuck in that route down
Oh.
to Cardston. Mhm.
I
Yeah,
did not know.
it's not Highway 22. I don't think 22 ends.
But it's
London.
still called the Cowboy.
Still, the Cowboy Trail might make its way all the way down to the border. And you know, if the Americans would get on the stick, maybe
I didn't
or
know
have
that.
already got it. Maybe they got a Cowboy
They-
Trail that
they
goes all
should
the way down to
continue it.
Mexico.
So yes, it's a
And
cowboy
then it
all
should
the way.
go, you know, they've had vaqueros, they're called in Spanish.
Yeah.
I mispronounced it, but and they should have it extending all the way down, I'd say, through Mexico.
Through Mexico. Yeah.
Because I think in the central area, between these Sierra Madres, these two mountain ranges, it's dry parts of it in the middle. You know?
They
So-
really need to, like, people
Coordinate
need to, make it more touristy along there because it's actually quite beautiful. And
Oh,
so
it's wonderful.
they
Chain
should-
Lakes,
Yeah.
Longview, Ian
they
Tyson
should set
country.
it up
you know?
for more bus tours.
Yeah.
You know, for people doing like
Yeah.
they could do the whole cowboy trail along
Yeah.
and have different kinds of cowboy
Experiences.
experiences that
Yeah.
would be authentic,
Yeah.
like along the way.
There
You
should
know
be
what I mean?
plans. Ian Tyson's over 80. You know, I don't think he'd mind it. He's not going to last forever. Start thinking about, don't do it now, because I don't think he'd want people up there.
Mm-hmm.
But start thinking of setting up a museum, you know, cowboy museum, country and western folk kind of museum
Whatever, and
in
different-
near on his ranch.
Different ranches along the way that people can hotel sort of thing that look
Yeah.
authentic, whatever.
So yeah, yeah, it's beautiful country in there. I remember when we went from we were worried we were going to run out of gas in south of Longview, and we decided to get back on Highway 2, and so we went cross country.
That
I think
was a
we ended up
different
in High River. It was a different trip than this one, but it was some beautiful country, winding around, up and down, a
Yeah.
little bit of gravel, for which I apologize, but we survived. you know.
James does a lot of improvisations with the maps and takes us on all sorts of interesting journeys.
Well, the big trouble is, you know, what they should have is a little thing like a little road that has little pits on it that indicate
Yeah.
poorly maintained asphalt.
Yes, it was
yeah?
once paved,
Yeah, yeah.
but now it's just a pothole.
A lot of
trap.
the semi-major highways in Saskatchewan
Ooh,
are an adventure.
Yeah, so when you
So-
look at the map book and it says paved in Saskatchewan, go, no, really, you're better off
and,
with the
you know,
gravel.
Highway 4, you kind of hope is semi-major. And I think it's Highway 4 going down to
Yeah,
Val Marie.
in
Val Marie's a
Saskatchewan,
beautiful
I was
place,
surprised,
Grasslands
like we didn't
Provincial
lose a
Park.
whole wheel or something. Surprised it just
A whole axle.
yeah,
You know, like just get a high
driving
center
along and
yeah,
all of a sudden you see some sparks and
yeah. We were on a different one.
the back end's
It's,
feeling
it's,
a little
it's
low.
a little more secondary. No, the one that goes north of Old Wives Lake.
Yeah.
All I said to Pauline is, they should just grader this up, get rid of the asphalt, and put it into gravel because it would be safer. The potholes were incredible, you know.
Yeah.
Some of them I think ended in the ninth circle of hell. They were that deep, you know. So yeah, Saskatchewan, stop voting for what are those stupid morons? The United Conservative Party or whatever they're
I
called.
have no idea.
Yeah.